Good afternoon, students. Today we will see chapter 9, which is public sector enterprises. Now, public sector enterprises means those business activities which are owned by local, state, or central government. So, not only businesses are run by private individuals or private companies, but also by sometimes government. That is generally related to public welfare and that is produced for better utilization of resource or self dependence or any classified product like defense equipments. For all these kind of goods, government may open some enterprises which produces them and may also earn profit. So public enterprise is basically those business or economic activities which are completely owned by governments. So it is called public enterprise since government is nothing but a representation of public. So it is called public enterprise because it is owned by public. So let's see what are the features of public enterprises. First feature is state ownership. The ownership control is totally in the hands of government, either state or central or local government body. So at least 51% share is held by state or central government or combinedly by both. State control is always applicable to these kind of institutions because the ownership is with government. So government looks after its management and appointment of board of director or chief executives are also done by government only. So state control is always there on the public enterprise. Third feature is government financing. The financing is done by government. Sometimes we can also see that shares may be issued. So that is called a divestment process through which public enterprises are partnering with private ownerships also. But most of the time or most of the part of the finance comes from the source of government. Other feature is service motive. The basic objective of establishing such enterprises is to serve public, better utilization of resources, and providing such services which are not run by private individuals. So, whatever activity is carried on, the ultimate objective is not to earn profit but to serve public. Again, public accountability is always applicable to these enterprises since these are owned by public and the money of government, money supplied by the government, belongs to the public. So, it is accountable by the public. So, all its activities and management comes under purview of public observation. So these are the five features. Now let's see what are the objectives or rationale of establishing public enterprises. Why any government will establish public enterprises when private individuals are already running companies and everything is being produced? Why this is done? So we will see one by one. First thing is rapid industrialization is needed in every country and in a developing country like India where capital is scarce. So government has to invest to promote industrialization or to increase the rate of industrialization. So to bring rapid industrialization, uh, public enterprises setup is needed. Second thing is planned growth. Private investors or individuals are only interested in profit earning sectors, but by introduction of enterprises from government ensures that all sectors are equally looked after, all or growth is happening in all sectors. So planned growth may be uh, brought about by these public enterprises. Again, wherever infrastructure is available, private individuals tend to establish their industries there only, whereas rural areas or the areas which are far from such facilities lag behind in the race of industrialization. So to maintain the balanced regional growth or regional development where infrastructure is not available, so public enterprises are established or can be established there also. Again, it brings employment also when government thinks that employment cannot be fully generated by private companies, then government may intervene to establish public enterprises. Again, whatever profit is earned by public enterprises is not distributed as dividend to shareholders. So these are again kept into the business and flowed back by the company itself. So this generates surplus, which otherwise would have been transferred to private individuals, but that will be again used for the service of public. So it generates surplus. It optimum it optimizes the utilization of resources. Resources may sometimes be used by profit driven objectives, but public enterprises ensure that uh, these resources are utilized to its maximum use, or those resources which are scarce in nature may be conservatively used. Again, as a welfare state, government is supposed to serve the people of the country. So it establishes an egalitarian society in which not only private individuals are running or earning profits, but public enterprises are also earning profit, and that profit is being transferred again to the public in some way or other. So in this way, it helps society to be equalized. Some sectors are there in which self-reliance is very important. Like at the time of war or any international crisis, it is seen that the other countries may not supply some materials or goods or like defense equipment, which is very uh, vulnerable thing. And so self-reliance is needed in some cases, and that is only done through public enterprises. Since private individuals are most of the time interested in earning profits only. It becomes an instrument of social change, and the society becomes free of exploitation. Since only not only private individuals are earning profit, their public enterprises are also earning profit or making use of the resources of the country, and that profit earned by them is again transferred to the public. So in this way, uh, we find a lot of advantage of public enterprises, and due to these advantages only, we see in every country some public enterprises are there. We see more of public enterprises in socialistic economy, and uh, lesser than that we see in mixed economy, and in capitalistic economy, which is a market based economy, we see even uh, less. So in mixed economy, we see both kind of private or public enterprises. In India, we see that some sectors are looked after by public enterprise, like defense equipments or uh, making any classified uh, instrument, or distribution of food products. All these are looked after by public enterprises, since these are done mainly with a motive of service. But there are some arguments against public enterprises also, because mainly the government's policies become a hesitating factor for these enterprises. The decisions cannot be taken at once, and red tape is uh, enforces that also. So project planning is sometimes seen poor, and we often see that most of the public enterprises run under losses for a long time, and overhead expenses grow because the management becomes big and employees are more than required sometimes. So we see that cost is increasing and overhead cost also increases. Sometimes money is misused there also due to corruption. Labor trouble are always there because all become a servant of government, and there is always a union factor there, and that laborers cannot be replaced easily because they become registered employees. So these are all problems with public enterprises also. And rigid financial control is there. Nobody can use or utilize the resource according to uh, his or her own views. So it becomes also difficult to use that finance in an optimum manner. Most of the time we see poor returns, and most of the companies we see under public enterprises are running under losses only, and these become actually a burden on the economy later on. And political interference we always see because it is running under government, and government always interfere between the workings or policies of management, and this causes sometimes policy paralysis. So all these are problems with public enterprises also. We will see what is departmental undertaking in the next class. Thanks.